All right.
Okay, we are
Yeah,
live. We're live.
that's
Hey,
right.
everybody. Our first live in 2021, and what a heck of a year it's been, right?
Yeah, 2020 was very interesting for most of us, I think.
Yeah, 2020 was crazy for everybody. Who knew the world was going to change between our first live that we did back in 2020 and now?
Yeah.
But we are super excited to be back. So guys, this is our first session, and Eva and I are super, super excited to get back on and offer as much value and free training as possible for getting on the Amazon bandwagon. It's only getting bigger and bigger. And in this particular session, we're going to cover some fundamentals, which is how to drop ship on Amazon in 2021. And there are some things that have changed this year versus last year. So we are open to questions. If you guys have questions, go ahead and start asking your questions, and we will try to put them on screen and answer as many as possible. And this is totally casual, so we may throw a question while we're talking, or maybe we'll answer them towards the end. But we will do our best to answer as many of your questions as possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, hey, Asif, good to hear from you. We're getting a couple of
Hey,
hellos.
Asif. Yeah.
So, for those of you that are watching, go ahead and tell us where you are watching us from. We always like to know,
Mm-hmm.
where around the world people are tuning in.
Yeah.
And we love interacting with you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. There's Mohammed Uzair. We are doing great, Mohammed. We're doing great. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. All right, so let's jump right into it. So, how to dropship on Amazon in 2021. Okay, so before we talk about how to actually sell on Amazon, the specific operations and the tactical day-to-day things that you need to do, there is a couple of points that we want to cover, because a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people have this interpretation that you just jump on Amazon and 2 days later that you're selling. And we know this because we see this again and again and again in people who communicate with us or join our groups, and they have this perception. I don't know why people have a different perception of how to run an online business versus a brick and mortar business. For some reason, if you tell somebody, hey, I'm going to become a real estate agent, people take it very seriously. And they're like, oh, yeah, you're going to get a certificate, and you're going to have to study for 6 months, and then you're going to do this, and you're going to put a bunch of money, and they take it very seriously. But when you tell them, I'm going to sell online, they just kind of see that as a completely minimal effort.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 2 days I can start selling, and I should make money like the guy who's been selling for 2 years, and this and that. So it's a right mindset. So that's the first point that we want to make is
Mm-hmm.
you have to take and treat Amazon or selling online, whether that's Amazon, Walmart, Shopify, or whatever, as a serious business, which means you are not going to make money on day one. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people, a lot of gurus claim that you're going to make money in 2 weeks and 30 days. And I'll tell you guys, it's all bullshit. We've been doing
Yep.
this for 6+ years, and it's all BS. Okay. You cannot make money overnight. Just like any other business, if you're going to build this as a sustainable long-term business, you have to have the right mindset, a success mindset, and you have to treat this like any other business. So that's the first thing. Have a success and a long-term determined mindset. Treat this business with respect that you would do with any other business. Okay?
Mm-hmm. That's right. And then the second point we wanted to bring to you guys that would be also a pre-selling Amazon time frame, basically is to join a success team. And what does that mean? What that means is actually join a group. Naeem and I both have our own groups, and where we have all this free information, and it is with like-minded people like you who are either already selling on Amazon or want to sell on Amazon, or they're selling somewhere else on eBay, Shopify or Facebook Marketplace even, right? There are so many e-com avenues. And they always, it is always true. It's like who you are who you surround yourself with, right? So if you are setting yourself up for success, why not join a group, or groups or communities where like-minded people are? And we saw this with our beta course people, especially.
Right.
They built an amazing community for themselves, and they're still chatting, they're still supporting each other, and it has become a lifeline for them. So that's why it's extremely important that you surround yourself with the right people. Therefore, join a group or a couple of groups or wherever you decide. So, but that's very important to get support from.
And we will post the link to join our community. And as Eva said, we can tell you the number. We can almost predict who's going to be successful in this business, and not based on the group participation.
Yeah, actually, that's so true, because I was just talking to Sean, because he's also day trading now, and he belongs to a group, yes. And I was encouraging him, well, what I see from our groups is that those who participate, those who show up for the calls, those who, ask questions, those who partner up with others, they have the most success. That's really what it is. So it's extremely important. Yeah.
And the reason there is it's accountability. Once you put yourself out there, you become accountable. You start answering questions. People look at you like the expert, and guess what? You become the expert.
Yes.
You become the bestseller.
Yes.
So just to summarize this, before we talk about exactly how to sell and the operations in Amazon, these 2 points are very, very important that Eva and I just brought up. One is understand and take this business very, very seriously. It's going to take work and commitment, and you need to have that right mindset. And the second is to participate. If you're a wallflower and you just read and don't do anything, if you don't discuss, if you don't contribute and join the Facebook groups, then again, your chances of success diminish.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys now. We've talked about mindset. I'm going to share with you what can happen when you take that right approach. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, let's see here. Okay, sorry about the all the busy stuff that you're seeing, but hopefully you can see my screen. Let me blow this up a little bit.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is, as you can see from here, this is actually one of our students. His name is Jamshed Qureshi. He's in the group. And Jamshed has done a phenomenal job of doing exactly what we were talking about, which is taking the business very, very seriously, learning a ton about what to do, and then applying it and participating and helping others. He's done exactly what we just talked about. So let's take a look at his sales. Okay, and he started back in May. He was at zero. He was a brand new seller. And Jamshed had a corporate job, IT job, extremely busy dad, just like the rest of us. Okay, so he started with zero, and then within 6 months, 7 months, he has hit, let's see, $120,000 as of January 1st. Okay, now given that your first few months you're not really selling, you're kind of learning. He has hit this amount really, if you break it down, in about 4 months, okay? But we can be generous and say 5-6 months. So in 6 months, he's done $120,000 in sales. And so for 2021, he is just getting started.
Right.
Let me share one more with you guys. Okay, so this is Prem Shah. He is also one of our students who jumped out of the gate and joined our program, joined in the group, participated, and really contributed, learned and applied, So his sales, this was just for 2 months,
right?
Okay, last year when he really got into it. Now he's blown past this number, like way past this number. He's over 350K. I don't know if he's past 400 yet or not. But he did 100K in the month of June. Sorry, this was 1 month.
It's 1 month. Yeah, I know.
1 month.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
So in 1 month, and again, he started around the same time. So back in May, he was at 0. So but Prime was very aggressive. So in 30 days, he sold $100,000. Okay. So I'm sharing this with you just to show you guys what is possible. All right. So let's talk about some of the specifics now of how you go about and create an Amazon store. So the first step, guys, is basically to create, sign up for an account. So you go to Seller Central, Amazon Seller Central, just Google it, and go ahead and create and sign up for an account. Now, Amazon has gotten more strict because lots and lots of people are applying for accounts. Unfortunately, there's a lot of scams out there as well. Yeah. But you can essentially sign up for a Amazon account personally in the beginning. Okay, so that means you can sign up with your own name, your address, your bank information, and all that, and you can use your social just to get started. Okay, as you get serious and as you start selling, you want to transfer that over into a business, into an LLC. Okay, but in the beginning, just to get started, you know, on some of my accounts, that's what I did. I just put my own social in there just to get started, because you're not going to have $100,000 in sales in your first month. So go ahead and do that. Amazon does do verifications now, verification interviews on the phone. Yeah. So they're going to ask you for, you know, to verify with some ID that has your information on it, like a utility bill or something like that. But very, very basic, and usually does not take very long. So the first step is to go to Amazon Seller Central, enter your information, and just go ahead and apply. Get that done, get that out of the way.
Yeah. And then the next thing would be basically is that you, even though we drop ship, you don't want to start out drop shipping. That's number 1 rule, right? So what we recommend is that the first 90 days you actually would be doing seasoning your account, meaning that if you're brand new, okay, let's say you're brand new, you just signed up for Amazon. Now, if you have been selling on Amazon for a while, FBA or private label even, because some people have come from the private label field, then you can go ahead and start drop shipping right away. But if you are a newbie, someone who just created an account, then you definitely need to season your account. And for that, there are 2 methods that we recommend. We normally talk about the FBA process, meaning that you do online arbitrage or retail arbitrage, meaning that you go to a retailer, scan some items in and find items that you can sell on Amazon, profitable hopefully. But for the 90 days, we don't recommend to focus on the profits, only because that is your entry into Amazon's world. So the goal here is to mature your account, not to necessarily profit from it. You know, of course, if you can find profitable items, that's better for you. But the goal is to mature the account. There is another method to do that, which is obviously when you are doing your FBA process, you kind of want to work with even some dropship wholesalers perhaps, because number 1 reason is that you might be able to get items from them that you can get ungated with. And ungating means, and I'm just going to detail us in this quickly, but ungating means that when you start out with a brand new account, you're not allowed to sell in certain categories. But if you do get receipts from wholesalers for those items, then there is a way for you to apply to get ungated. So there are 2 benefits of that. So FBA for 90 days, or do the dropship with wholesalers and then get the invoices from them automatically as well. So then you can get ungated as well. But those 2 will cover your seasoning of maturing of your Amazon account, so that in about 90 days, you're able to start dropshipping. Naeem, anything else to add to that?
No, I think that's really important. A lot of people want to start selling right away very quickly, but you have to understand that Amazon has become very sensitive. And if you start drop shipping in less than 90 days when your account is still immature, there is a chance that your account can get suspended. So all of our students, you know, do take that 90 days. And like Eva said, we're not worried about profit in those first 90 days. We're just more concerned about maturing our account and showing Amazon that we're a serious seller long-term. We're here long-term, and we don't want to just try to make a quick buck.
And yeah, and typically what
Yeah.
what they're asking for when you begin is, they kind of like to accuse you that you're selling inauthentic items, because a lot of people sign up and then, drop ship from China, or whatever, and some of the things might not be authentic. So that's the biggest concern they have in the beginning. So that's why it's important that you season.
Absolutely, absolutely. So once you get beyond that first 90 days where you're just doing FBA or selling some wholesale products, and then you can start actually drop shipping. While that's happening, you want to work on a few things on your account. So one of them is tax exemption. So in order to sell online in the US, and this is not only Amazon, really anywhere, you want to become tax exempt as a business. Okay, so by this point, you've registered an LLC and you've done all that. You've established a business in your state, or in Delaware. We like to register our businesses in Delaware and Wyoming for a number of tax purpose reasons, et cetera, which we won't get into here, but there's good reasons to do that. You can research that. Then you do want to make sure that you apply and become tax exempt on your account. And the reason is that when you're selling something, if you are not tax exempt, you're going to pay tax, and you actually end up paying double tax because you pay tax at the time of the transaction, and then you'll pay tax at the end of the year. So you need to become tax exempt. There's a great resource called taxjar.com, and they've got a lot of good articles, free articles and posts about how to become tax exempt. We have some posts about it as well in our groups. And again, we'll post some links to our groups where we've previously done some videos on this. And we also teach about it in our course. But you want to become tax exempt because, number one, it's going to save you money. But number two, drop shipping is a competitive business. And so if you're selling and trying to make a profit, but your price is higher because you got to pay those taxes, you can't be competitive. So you have to become tax exempt.
Yeah. Then the next point would be on top of getting tax exempt, and the reason you do that is obviously to maximize your profits, right? So you don't want to pay for taxes and then all that stuff. So and then that way you can be competitive against other sellers who are not tax exempt. But the other way to maximize profits is basically with getting the right credit card in place as well, because you get points through the several different credit cards. Some of them will give you cash back even from that. You can turn the points into cash if you want to, or you can use them for travel purposes. So it's very important that you choose the right credit card. And for that, there's a really great resource that I found, which is a website called thepointsguide.com. And you can look into what are the best recommended credit cards. And I can tell you guys that from our experience, what we like the best is American Express is one. And then we use Chase, and they're extremely great with their credit cards as far as the points go on those. So those are the best ones that we like to use. But again, check out thepointsguide.com, because there you will be able to find all kinds of information about different credit cards and what benefits they offer. So it's a good website, definitely.
Okay, and somebody just asked a question. Please post the link for the tax exempt, and I just responded. So it's taxjar.com. All right, you want to go to that particular website. It's a great resource, and then also, again, we have information in our groups as well, and we'll post links to our groups after the call. All right, Mo is here. Mo says, "Hey."
Hi, Mo.
All right. All right. So the next item we want to talk about is in terms of drop shipping. A lot of people have the perception that drop shipping is about ordering products from China, from Alibaba and AliExpress and all those sites, and then getting stuff for cheap and then shipping it to your customer in the US. So the drop shipping that we do that has been, and I know that I've heard some success with that. I've got some friends who've played with that and all that, but the problem, there's lots of problems with that model. The biggest problem is the delay in the shipping time, and
Right.
as you know, Amazon is all about speed, so it's just not going to work on Amazon. The all of the drop shipping that we teach and that we do and that we recommend is U.S. suppliers. So Walmart.com, HomeDepot.com, Costco. And there's literally hundreds and thousands of online retailers that you can use to drop ship. So we'll have some upcoming sessions where we kind of go into some of these suppliers and why we like them and which ones we use and recommend and all that stuff. But it's important that you understand that you must be doing U.S. suppliers in order to be scalable and in order to meet Amazon's strict guidelines on shipping times and delivery and all of that kind of stuff. So strictly U.S. suppliers. The big box retailers do work very, very well. The Walmarts and the Home Depots and all of those. Okay.
That's right. And then the other thing that actually another thing about maximizing profits is the cashback programs. So not just the point that you're getting points on your credit cards, but there are cashback websites, and some of you savvy people might know about these already, because I know when I didn't do Amazon yet at all a few years ago, I remember some girlfriends who were talking about all these cashback sites that they're able to get money back on their purchases if you check out through a certain cashback site. So there are websites, Be Frugal, Rakuten, Giving Assistant, just to name a few. Those are kind of the big ones. And they're actually, if you use their link to check out when you make your purchase to ship out to your customer, you actually can get back sometimes as much as 8%, which is kind of crazy. To know that on top of your margin, then you can get this as well. So that's how it keeps adding up, how much money you're making on your drop shipping. At any given point, in a month, we can rack up, quite a few $1,000s just on that end. Right, Naeem? I mean, we've collected some very nice cash backs for sure.
Right.
And for that, I have a website for you guys, which I quite like, because what it does is that at any moment you can type in a store that or a vendor's name that you are you intend to shop from, and you can see which website is going to give you cash back if you use their link. And that website is called the cashbackmonitor.com. And we'll put this in the talking points or in the chat as well later on. So if you don't remember it, so we can type that out too. So, but that's just another maximization that we like to use.
So the next item is customer service. So Amazon has a set of performance requirements, and they're very, very strict about it. So this is something that new sellers, I think, underappreciate, is the significance of the performance. So you have to be on top of your sales. When you make a sale, you have to make sure that it gets delivered to the client as promised. You have to make sure that when a customer sends you a message, that you are responding to it within 24 hours, et cetera, et cetera. If there's a refund request, you have to manage that. These are not things that you can put aside. So very, very important. And Amazon has a performance scorecard. If you fail significantly on these scorecards again and again, Amazon can suspend your account and will suspend your account. So customer service and being on top of customer service is really, really important. And one of the great ways to help with customer service, in the beginning, you're going to answer those emails yourself. You're going to do all of that yourself because you want to learn the whole process yourself. But then as you scale, as you start getting, 10 orders a day, 20 orders a day, and you start getting, 10, 20 emails a day, and you've got a job and everything else, it becomes a little tough to be able to manage the messages and the returns and everything else. And that's where you can get some help very, very economically by getting into VAs. Eva, you want to talk about VAs and how we leverage them?
Right. So actually, that was literally the one thing that helped us scale our businesses, is by hiring VAs. And we started out with a couple at a time. And we quickly grew our team, actually, because We have multiple stores between the two of us, and so we couldn't handle all of that ourselves. And so we have basically VAs who do nothing but sourcing, and that's their job all day. They're just sourcing profitable items for us with the criteria that we set out for. Then we have VAs who are basically doing order fulfillment, adding the tracking numbers, and then VAs who are only doing customer service. And the only thing I can say is that if you start this business, we had our beta course students. They hired VAs from almost day one, some of them, who were really serious about it, because they realized, either they had full-time jobs and they couldn't do it themselves, but it was extremely crucial for them so that someone is doing the job for them the right way. And these VAs are actually very well trained. Obviously, when we hire them, they already have to have knowledge of Amazon dropshipping, but then we mold them to what we require from them as well. What is our method that we use? So basically, that's how we can create our own team, and that's what we did. And so without the VAs, you can't do anything really. You can't scale to where we are. If you do everything by yourself, you're limiting yourself, really.
Do you like the little banner I just added?
Yes.
Do you see it scrolling on the bottom?
Yep, it's true, because that's the only way you can scale.
Yeah.
It's simple. You can't do everything. It's like Naeem said, when customers, start emailing and asking for this and that, if you're selling, in a day, if you're selling, I know when you start out, you're not going to sell hundreds of items a day, but in our stores, we sell hundreds of items a day. So imagine, the customer service needs or fulfillment needs, or just the fact that you need to keep sourcing more. You could not do it alone by yourself. So it's simple as that. And multiply that by many stores. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
I just discovered this banner thing, so I'm going to use it.
Now you're playing with that. New toy.
Right. Okay, so the final point that we want to make, again, these are high level, guys. Yeah. Obviously, over the next few weeks, we're going to dig into some of these areas in much more detail. So the final point, let me get my banner ready, is...
Let me see.
Oh, why did it say that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Let me try it again. Okay, save. There we go. Okay, so the final point, guys, is automation. So again, in the beginning, you're going to do everything yourself. You get a few sales every day, which is great. But as you start getting into, tens of sales and dozens of sales and hundreds of sales per day and per week, which is going to happen because it happens with all of our students or many of our students, you need the proper tools to help you automate. And that's really critical as well to scaling. So we use a number of different tools, Amazon Scraper, we've used SKU Grid, OA Genius, Jungle Scout, et cetera. So tools are going to help you to automate and reduce some of the workload that you have. So when you're selling, one of the biggest things that's important for you as a dropshipper is the price and the inventory level are dynamic. So you may list some products and all of a sudden within minutes, the price on that product can change. Now you've gone from a profitable product to a loss because the price fell, right? And to manually check these things is very, very difficult. It's very time sensitive and a lot of work. Inventory as well. Products can go out of inventory. Mm-hmm. So there are softwares out there that can help you do that in almost real time. Not quite real time, but almost real time. Every hour, these softwares will go out and check your big box retailers like Walmart and Home Depot and check the inventory. And when the inventory is out from your supplier, they will automatically remove it from your Amazon account. So you can, create this drop shipping business, which is a semi-automated business. Mm-hmm. And you've got software that's checking inventory, checking price, and then you've got VAs that you've hired that are creating listings for you and answering customer service inquiries and all of that stuff. And you're focused on scaling. So again, that's something that you will mature into. But that is how Eva and I have sold well over $50 million in the last few years. It certainly has not been Eva sitting there doing everything or myself sitting there doing everything. It's been, you know, a team of almost 50 employees that we have between the two of us, outsourced software that we use that is automated. You put all of that together, and now you've got a multi-million-dollar Amazon business. So I'm going to share with you a couple of testimonials, a couple of results that you can achieve, just like some of these people have achieved. It's no different for you. And let's see here.
No, the only thing you need to do, honestly, is take action. You know, watch, learn, take action. Because what we have seen from people who have done that, they all succeeded.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let me blow this up a little bit. Okay, so this is from Saf. Okay, Saf Khan. He's one of our students. And this is a screenshot from his phone. He sent it to us. And let's see here. So this was, again, just for 2 months.
Right.
He started he started right around June, as you can see here. So June, July, August. Okay. And again, I don't really count the first month because that's really when you're getting just started and you're doing FBA and things like that. But basically, in 2 months, he did just a little over $25,000 in sales.
Right.
Okay. On that particular day, when he took this screenshot, he did $192 started and with 3 orders. And that was probably the beginning of the day.
Right.
Okay. Let's see if I've got, let's see if I've got a few more here.
Yeah, that was at 8 a.m.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Okay, here is another one. This is from our group. So Mohammed Ahmed Shahid, he said, hey guys, I just hit my 2,000 target this month. I was slow in the beginning as I have other ventures to take care of as well, but I'm ecstatic today and just want to say a big thanks to Naeem and Eva. And you can see here, let's see, $479 for the day. But you can see here last 7 days, he just broke the $2,000 mark.
Yep.
And then the last one I'm going to share with you guys is from another student. This is Judy.
Judy, yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look. So August 3rd to September 3rd. This is also a period of 1 month. Okay, so in 1 month, she did 126, almost $127,000. 1,400 orders, total of 1,600 units. And her average, this is interesting, her average sales was about $85.
Yeah.
Okay, so what that means is, guys, we teach how to sell profitable products and not the cheap stuff that a lot of new sellers do, which is like $10. You know, $10, $15, all that stuff, which you've got very, very slim margins. We like to sell stuff that's bigger, furniture, patio stuff, lawn stuff, etc., where there's less people selling that stuff and you're making more money. So again, this is Judy. She started also around the same time last year in May. So after a few months, she was already able to hit over $126,000. And this was back in September. She's gone way, way beyond that as of now. Let me stop the. Okay, there you go. Okay, so guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We will answer any questions. So if you've got some quick questions, now's the time to go ahead and throw them in there. And let's see, we've got one here. And I'll take this one, Eva, and then I can read the next one if you want to take that one, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so this is Shazad Liaquat. He says, hey, account health is the most painful thing to watch in seller account. How do you deal with a bunch of new things added to account health and dropship warning from Amazon? Okay, so good question. So this goes back to the point that we were talking about, that seller health, your seller account health is very, very important.
Yeah.
So the way that you manage your account performance and account health, Shahzad, is you just have to be on top of it every day. So more specifically, there are certain things you can control and certain things that you cannot control as much. So for example, if in your account performance, you have an issue with tracking numbers, okay? Tracking numbers is something you can control, all right? I'm speaking generally because I don't know what your issues are. So I'm kind of just speaking, in general, what we do. If there is a ODR, okay, which is an order defect rate, too many customers complaining about the products when they receive it, if they're broken or damaged or whatever, that's something you can control because you can appeal it. You can make sure that your next bunch of orders are all good so that your ratio of bad orders to good orders goes down. That'll fix your ODR. The tracking number, again, you've got to make sure that you can add more delivery time in your account settings so that you make sure that the products get there on time. Okay, so you can control your shipping time, and that should help your VTR, okay, your tracking number rate. IP complaints and things like that, unfortunately, what we have noticed is there is not a whole lot that you can do about the IP. They do cycle out every 90 days and 6 months. So you have to just wait for them to cycle out. One thing that you can do is make sure that when you're listing your products, that you're not listing big trade names like Disney or Mattel or anything that you suspect that, they're big brands. They have IP teams and lawyers that are looking at listings. So try to stay away from those. So those are basically the things that you can do: is watch your returns, watch your tracking numbers, watch your negative feedback. When you get a negative feedback, it doesn't mean that you can't remove it. Okay?
Yeah.
Call the customer. A lot of sellers don't like to get on the phone, but we do.
Right.
So call the customer and just be really nice with your customer service and say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Customer, can you please remove this? And I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to give you a discount, whatever it is that you need to do. I'm going to replace your product, etc. So good customer service can help overturn your negative feedback that you get. So those are some of the things that I can tell you in a general way, because I don't know what your specific case is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I don't think we have any other questions.
No. Chris says hi. Hey, Chris. Always good to hear from you.
And Nikat.
Nikat says hi from your city, from Vancouver. Yeah. Good to see you.
I'm 4 hours away from it. You always say I'm from Vancouver. I'm not.
Enough. Yeah, close enough to me.
Yes.
All right, guys. Let's see here. And then somebody asked, can you please share a link about your program? So yeah, we will do that in the notes after, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. Okay, guys. So just to wrap it up. Hi, Mohammed. Mohammed says hi. Hey, Mohammed. Okay, so just to wrap it up, a couple of things. So guys, we are committed to sharing with you our secrets, and they're not really secrets. I mean, they're all out there, but we're going to share with you what has helped us be successful. In last year alone, we did over 21 million. We had a great year. E-commerce just kind of skyrocketed last year. The world turned upside down. But from an e-commerce perspective, as you guys know, everybody sat at home and ordered, and that's just continuing this year. So we are here to help you get your piece of the pie. We're going to give you the information, the tools, the knowledge that has taken us from zero a few years ago to over 50 million today. If you want a piece of that pie, then you need to participate. You need to attend these. You need to share this with your friends and family, anybody who's serious about starting an online business. All right. And then after we share all this with you, it's up to you to take that initiative and be successful. We're not going to create that or do that for you. All right.
No,
and like we said, those that have been very successful, like the screenshots that we shared with you, they've been the students that have been at the forefront. They've been the students that have been vocal and participated in our group.
Yeah.
So we appreciate your time. We got one last question. If you want to take this, Eva, I'll
Sure.
read it out to you. Hi, Naeem and Eva. Hope you are doing great. Customer cannot improve feedback, right? They can only remove feedback as per Amazon. Is it true?
Actually, I don't know the answer to that. I mean, they can remove it. I don't. Are you saying that they can't update the feedback that they left? Is that what you're asking?
It's a little confusing. So he says
Yeah.
customer can't improve the feedback. They can only remove the feedback as per Amazon, which I think, yeah.
Right. If they remove the feedback, then yes, that improves your feedback automatically.
Exactly.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's all you can do is ask them to remove it, and they will. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they can't. I don't think they can do that. As far as uploading their feedback. Yeah.
Right. Yep. And he said yes. Okay. Awesome.
Cool.
Okay, guys. Upcoming weeks, we're looking for suggestions. What do you need to know? What do you want to know about Amazon? We're doing all kinds of things. We are getting into Facebook selling. A lot of exciting things going on, guys, and we're happy to share all of that. So if you have specific topics that you want us to talk about, post them in our group, reach out to us, let us know. And please like, share, subscribe to this on my YouTube channel, Eva's YouTube channel soon, and on Facebook, and just get the word out. That's all we really ask for in return, is you get the word out for us, and we will make a commitment to give you as much knowledge, effort, and time and success from our side.
Yes, and you're welcome, Soph.
All right, guys, have an awesome day, and we will catch you next week. We'll see you.
We'll be here. Bye.
Go sell something. Go sell something.
Yes. Make it happen.
Bye.
Bye, you guys.